Welcome back to the High Noon Training Academy. Today on the channel, the Hornady M-1 case tumbler review. This is not an unboxing video, rather this is me sharing my experience using the Hornady M-1 tumbler. This unit was not given to me for testing and evaluation. I have nothing against testing and evaluation and would love to have some sponsors send some items to the channel. We'd be happy to give them an honest review. But I digress. On to the review. When I was trying to determine which dry tumbler to buy, I had three main factors that influenced my personal decision. The first one was the size of the unit. I live and reload inside an apartment, and I currently don't have a separate space just for reloading. So it's important for all of my equipment to be portable, to be able to be set up and broke down pretty quickly so that I can get back to having a normal house when I'm done. The second factor is noise. As I mentioned, reloading at home in an apartment scenario, you're talking about tumbling hundreds of rounds, cases for hours at a time. That's going to generate a good bit of noise that you're going to have to deal with. So that was a factor. The third item that I took into account, obviously, results. The unit needs to be able to obviously efficiently clean the brass. After all, that's the reason that you bought this thing in the first place. As we go through this review, I'll take note of each one of those three factors and how it affected my determination when I went with this unit. As for the technical specs for this particular tumbler, Hornady reports the following. They said that the maximum total weight of media plus cases cannot exceed 5 pounds, although the unit works best when it has 2 to 4 pounds of brass plus media. That equals about 438 special cases, about 130 odd 6 cases, or something about that size. In this example, we're only going to use about 80 pieces of 38 special. Part of this footage is also going to be used in the 38 special reloading series that I'm putting together. So if you haven't seen that and you're interested in reloading or hand loading 38 special, please take a look. Once again, not a lot of pieces. Main stem piece goes on inside. I already had that assembled. We slip this guy over the top. There's a washer that then goes on top of that piece there. And a wing nut that slips onto the wing nut that slips on there. Okay. Let's plug this bad boy in. Let's see. Okay. Put that bad boy in. Today we'll be using Lyman with Corncob Media Plus. This comes with some polish in it. As I said earlier, I really didn't buy this specifically other than the fact that it was on sale the day that we went out and bought it. So we'll now add some of the Corncob Media to our bowl and get to clean it. So, as you can see, add some of the media. Like I said, we're only doing about 80 cases, so we don't need a whole heap of media in there. As you can see, we filled it right up to about, you see there's a rim, that's when I usually do a couple of 100 cases. You see that rim around the side. Right now, we're just going to fill it up to about the top of the cup. We'll go ahead and add our cases, excuse me. Dump in cases. As you can see, as I said earlier, these are 38 specials that came out of a revolver, so they're not really that dirty. Some people would say, why are you even bothering? But as I said, because I'm doing a series on 38 special reloading, we can use this as a teaching and a tip tool as to the entire process. As you can see, that brass is pretty good going in. We will do another video with some really dirty range brass. But like I said, coming out of a revolver, the stuff has never even hit the ground. So let's take a look. There is the media. Like I said, that's under 100 pieces, as you can see. The next step is to put on our case. Add a washer and a wing nut on top of this guy here. As we talked about earlier, as you can see from size, this is not a bad size. Right now, it's actually sitting on a desk in my office. We're going to move it, but as you can see, this is a desk in my office. See, there's my PC, computer. Right now, for the sake of this video, this is where we're just shooting. So it's not that big a unit. We're about to move it out to the balcony where we'll actually let it do its work. And you can hear and see how this could work in an apartment scenario. So for right now, I'm going to unplug this. Actually, we're going to plug it back in for a second so that I can record the motion of the material in here. Actually, let's take this back off real quick for a second. And I can show you one of the reasons that we thought this was a good unit. I had read another review that said because of the way that this piece here is shaped somewhat cone-like, that it helps the circulation of the media. So let's... try to get up and stop smoking all that rocket. It seems to be a pretty good motion there. They said it's just under 90 cases. It's about maybe 6 or 7 cases. This is in the bedroom. Let's move it outside and you can see what happens when you put the top on it. It really calms down. Alright folks, through the magic of time-lapse, it's several hours later, and we're about to take a look at our brass and see how the cleaning process went. Take that off. Now, one of the nice things about this particular tumbler is that not only does it come with the strainer fits on top of the tumbler in a really nice way. So you see that? You see how that sits there like that, right on top of the tumbler. And we're going to put our wing nut on top of there. And when we do that, we'll be able to separate the media from the brass, all without making a mess. Lovely. It's one of the small things about this particular unit that made me like it. Now, I am fortunate in that I have what other people use, but I happen to have a garbage can right here. As you can see, that is the perfect diameter. It fits right on top of the tumbler. And so all of my media can go in there, and all of my grass can go in there. Let's try to put the media where you guys can see. Alright, now we've got the bag in place. We take our tumbler and we turn it upside down right on top of the garbage can. The garbage can is shape. Now once again, we have more media than brass this time. Give it a couple of extra shakes just to try to get it all out of there. All right. What we wind up with, after we do that, you can see that. Yep, there goes our media, separated, still looking clean, ready to pour back into the jar and use again. And as for our brass, let's take a look and see what our brass looks like. Our brass, Yep, our brass is looking pretty clean. As I said, honestly, this brass is twice fired out of a revolver. Shots out of a revolver, obviously not getting thrown all over the range floor or outdoors in the dirt. So you can see that this brass is pretty clean. As for our Hornady M-1 case tumbler, great job. It's really compact, comes with everything you need. I think I paid between $40 and $50 for it. I've had it for months. Definitely worthwhile investment if you want to tumble dry. We will have another video on ultrasonic cleaning and wet tumbling in the future. Those are two other methods to clean brass. But as far as our 38 special series is concerned, we have now completed step 1, cleaning our brass. The very next video will be sizing the brass. We will have to decap and take all of these primers out. As you can see, that spent primer there. So we'll resize it, take out that spent primer, and then we will go ahead and prime this brass and prepare it to go into our press, where we will add powder, add an actual projectile, crimp that bad boy, and then go out to the range and see if it goes pow. So until the next time, if you learned something, please hit the like and subscribe button so we can use all the help we can get with the new kids on the block. So please bear with us as we get better and travel this journey together. Thank you for checking out High Noon Training Academy, and we'll see you again soon.